The only will of the machine spirit is that of the Omniscion technologies. For the Xenos will deceive me and tempt me, but I will not falter, for I am a priest. Ah, perfect timing. Welcome back to Let's Clean PowerWash Simulator. I'm BurningDogFace, and that was V.34 of the unusually whimsically named Cannot Unless You Canticle, which is a very strange name for a prayer, all things considered. We're working on the backside of the Thunderhawk today. Finally getting the unsightly mess back here cleaned up. Shout out to Justin Jones, who says, speaking of Baneblade Super Heavies, did you know the Space Marines had their own variants? Specifically, the Fellblade, Falchion, and Glaive. The Fellblade operates similarly to a conventional Baneblade, but with better everything. I had never heard that that was even possible. The Falchion is a powered-up Shadow Sword. That's the Super Heavy that is used to engage Titans with their volcano cannons. And the Glaive is something else entirely, a super heavy armed with a Volkite carronade. Volkite weaponry was used fairly extensively during the Great Crusade and Heresy, and has seen limited usage in the contemporary period. During the Great Crusade and Horus Heresy eras of the Imperium, the Legiones Astartes did employ the Baneblade and its equivalents, but palmed them off onto the Solar Auxilia, the predecessors to the Astra Militarum, and the Imperial Militia once the new toys came out for them to play with. Also, before the Horus Heresy fucked everything up, a new battle tank was in the process of being deployed to the Legions Astartes, the Sikaran, and its many variants. I looked into that, by the way. Really big tank. But it's so rare that certain portions of the Mechanicum refuse to believe it actually exists. It's a myth. A fucking cryptid tank. Get right in there. Clean off this jet. There we go. One retro thruster even. Yeah, no one would know what you were talking about if you said pelvic thrust. Right, green. 25 degree nozzle. Boy. I'm surprised just water is enough to clean off this gunk. I mean, there's ashes in there, for God's sakes. It's burned black. Which makes sense, because it's a fucking rocket. Saw a suggestion that the reason the Emperor is so much more powerful than everyone else isn't just because of his fantastical origins. It's because by getting everyone in the world to look up to him that much, even before they worshipped him like a god, he accidentally turned himself into, you know, some people call it the chaos god of atheism. But I prefer the term the chaos god of order, which is an interesting concept. That's why he stands in opposition to all of the other ones. There we go. Got you, little bastard. Like, even the fucking warp decided, you know what, this is kind of one-sided. We're gonna have to even that shit out. Can I move this any closer? Sure I can. Can I set it down, is the question. Uh-oh. Good. Right. Oh! I can solve that problem too. I just need to go up and look down. I kind of thought that would do it. No, it's everything below this bar. Oh, it's another one of those armor belts, of course. Which sounds way more like something you wear than something you install on a larger machine, doesn't it? There we go, 1 of 4. Just gonna go ahead and set this up over here. No, I learned. There. Uh-oh. Oh, right. Right, I need this one over here. Now I have this giant one sitting right here. Yeah, I don't need to go that high for this one. Yeah, that'll do nicely. Hey, I didn't need to rotate it or anything. Nah, screw it. Oh, I found yet another orc game on Steam. What the fuck was it called? It was definitely 40k themed. It was like combat piloting. Like it's a competition between the orcs to see who gets to be their best pilots or something. I'm not sure I've ever seen a 40k game where you play as the Tau. Oh no, I have heard of that actually. They did a shooter like back in the PS2 era. I never played it, but yeah, Warhammer 40k Fire Warrior, where you played as one of the Tau soldiers. Forgot about that until just now. I didn't know the franchise at the time, so I don't know that I would have played it either way, but I was also a review snob, so I probably wouldn't have played it if it didn't get, like, great scores and numbers. I have mellowed out since. Sorry about that, it took me a moment to find this comment. Or these comments, anyway. Shout out to Elthwar, who says, I'd give the Inari one thing. Also the god they are trying to forge. Iniad is one they expect to engage in mutual annihilation with Slaanesh, so ideally there will be a net reduction in total gods. That's an interesting concept. I've heard a rumor that because Slaanesh was captured and imprisoned in the Age of Sigmar around the same time the Inari faction is being released, it was part of a larger plan by Games Workshop to phase out Slaanesh as a major faction. I knew I wasn't crazy about that. Obviously it hasn't worked, with the proponents of this theory point to how the Inari faction has faded from the spotlight as evidence that there was a change in plans. I think the one that is immortal fighting orcs isn't a space marine, it is Commissar Sebastian Yerrick. So he's mostly normal, at least when it started. Who knows what he is now. There is a solid argument that the orcs effectively manifest him so that he will always be there for them to fight. I've heard of that guy. He, like, got one of his arms half chopped off in combat against the orcs, and to intimidate them, after he killed their boss, he took, like, the giant robot claw arm the dude had been using as a hand, and stuck that on his stump. So he's got something that looks like a piece of industrial equipment on his arm from the elbow down. Fucking power claw. Yes. As for who could do power washing levels, the Tau are an option. Same with the League of Votann and Craftworld Eldari. The League of Votan are a reintroduction of what they used to call squats, and which are basically dwarves in 40k. The squats were basically just, oh, here's a section of, they're like the Ogren, they're ab-humans. They mutated for a planet that made them really short and really hairy to keep warm or something. And then they decided, well, we don't want to make it so much like Warhammer Fantasy, and they had the squats get devoured whole, like all of their bases or planets or whatever were eaten by their new faction, the Tyranids, to show off how dangerous they were. But yeah, the League of Votan are this group of former squats who have been in hiding for a long time, rebuilding their power. And by the time they come out, they're completely disconnected from the Imperium, and they realize, wait, these guys are religious fanatics, we don't really want anything to do with them. I think it was like they realized that the Imperium is too powerful to oppose, so they play nice, but they don't believe in any of the stuff about the Emperor, and they keep their distance from the Imperium for as much as they can for that reason. Yes, same with the League of Votan and Craftworld Eldari. They all do keep their technology clean and would be willing to engage in the process. Eldari, I'm not sure if I'd say they have common sense, as much as they're just more aware of how other factions act and think. They're just blind to their own faults and issues. I like that. Derek Floyd replies to this saying, "The unkillable Space Marine might be might be Captain Alessio Cortez of the Crimson Fists. His stubborn refusal to die has made him a symbol for his battle brothers to rally around, but Chapter Master Pedro Cantor is concerned about how demoralizing it will be when Cortez finally does die." It's an interesting point. Curiously, I recently heard something happen to Yarrick. I don't know if he's actually dead, or if they're just building up to a dramatic reveal. But the orcs thought he was dead, and apparently their response to this was to basically declare jihad on the demon prince, the demon primarch even, who supposedly killed him. How dare you take away the guy we're supposed to beat? Poor Angron, he doesn't have a chance. I don't know. He probably does. He's fucking Angron, but you know. That's a lot of orcs to contend with. They reproduce through sporing, for God's sake. Heard about that a long time ago. Every once in a while, an orc just goes into a trance, wanders off into the wilderness, and just vomits up a shitload of spores, and then walks away before he regains himself. That's not part of it, is it? Let's get the underside, and go up higher and get the other angle up here. Oh. Actually, that looks pretty good. Oh, there! Yes, of course, beneath. Didn't realize there was a gap there. Okay, that's 2 of 4. That's awesome. I think this belt... No, it's 2 belts. It doesn't go quite all the way around. But let's get them anyway. God damn it, me. What did I even hit my head on? Hey, that was all you, Mario. I pushed the button. Fucking M Blue Sky Lives. I don't know why that was the reference that popped into my fucking head. Yeah, that one is a bit out there, so I'll mention that it was a strange video of someone playing Mario while doing an impression of Christopher Walken I saw many years ago. Oh, and it was hacked or glitchy somehow, so we had infinite lives, but whenever it displayed his lives, it said the letter M and then a small blue square, like the color of the sky. So as the impersonator put it several times, I have M blue sky lives left. Ah! No. I was doing so slowly, I can't believe I actually made that jump. At the last moment I suddenly realized I'm still crouching. Yes! That's one. Ooh, almost got this. I'm levitating, I'm levitating, I'm levitating, and letting go. And it's so weird when I can just sort of hover next to something I have almost managed to jump to. Oh, physics. Yeah, that'll do it. No, wait, no, point here. Fuck yeah. That feels really good, I'm not gonna lie. Sorry, I've just realized that this episode's going to be called, and it's very silly. Okay, I should also clean off these, I guess. So I'm just trying to figure out how this thing functions as an air brake. Oh! Oh, that's a hinge! Like, this whole thing swings out like a paddle and just catches the air. It's a much more low-tech air brake than I realized. I figured even the Imperium would have, like, energy fields or some shit for that. I could almost see, like, Zinchian followers, specifically, making one of their cultists clean stuff just because they thought it was funny, because it was a waste of time. Finding places to stand to get some of these angles. I feel like there's a lot of walkways back here. I had much better surrounding coverage for the, oh, damn it, brain, it's not called a mech, and it's not big enough to be a Titan. It's a knight! It's a knight. It's an Imperial Knight. It's funny, this isn't exactly a graphical powerhouse, but I've just suddenly thought to myself how much this game would have fucking blown people's minds when I was a kid. And it's fucking PowerWash Simulator! Like, even without the branded, the DLC stuff, man. It's like, my god, look at the detail! Not that you could have gotten it running back in the 90s. I remember reading years ago about this guy who made custom levels to the original Doom that almost no one could run. Like, they had such a complicated geometry that it would slow things down and the game would crash. Basically, he made levels just to show off how complicated he could make them. Like, really cool architecture. And I just thought it was really funny, like, reading about this years after the fact. It's like, he made levels that no one could properly play for the first, like, 6 years of their existence. And that's awesome. I do have to move this thing, but how do I stand it? Shit, I can't stand it there. It's not going to let one of the legs hover over the ramp here. All right, we will just do it the awkward and damn it. Stand right over it with a 40-degree hot nozzle. There you go, you fucker. Oh, no, that probably helps too. Oh no, it's just more of the air brake, but fuck it, it is right there, so... I mean, I'm standing in the right position to help, I might as well. Oop. How is this thing not done? Oh, fuck. How am I maintaining anything on this? Okay, so I didn't get the ding. But I'm not giving up. Maybe one more crack at it. Take that, you seam! Oops. Okay. Ah! There's the air brake, at least. Yes, well. I'm BurningDogFace, and I will see you on the next episode of Let's Clean PowerWash Simulator, where we will finish with the finishing touches on this section of rear armor, get to the other side and do that one. Then I guess we'll do this upper vertical stabilizer, the cannon, and finally whatever the hell that thing with arse written on it is called. And then it will be wrap-up, clean-up time. Like this, for example. It is underside armor I should probably start with, now that I see it. I'll see you next time, Burning Dog fans. Have yourselves a great day until then. Later.